Ta-da!
Hey, everybody. What's shaking bacons?
Not enough bacon.
Oh, bacon sounds
Sure.
so good.
I know, I got everything to make BLTs except bacon.
I should get me some turkey bacon.
Gross. Get real bacon.
No, because I'm behaving.
Oh, that's no fun.
Yeah, but I did discover that turkey pepperoni tastes a lot better than regular pepperoni. But then again,
Yeah,
I've never been a big pepperoni fan to begin with.
I feel like turkey sausage tastes better than regular sausage.
Mm-hmm.
Then
I made these
stomach up either.
I made these thingies they're called egg sausages, but you're supposed to take regular ground beef, but I took turkey burger and I mushed it into a cupcake pan and made a little bowl, and I cracked an egg in the center and put a bunch of seasonings on it. So good.
Mini meatloafs.
Basically, yeah. But they're for breakfast. It does taste like sausage, though, with the combination of seasonings.
Okay. Wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds yummy.
I had a filet of fish for dinner. Does that count?
Sure.
Okay. Just making sure.
So I have a horrible public service announcement. I have officially gave in, and I have turned on the furnace.
Ugh.
Wow. Right to the date of last year, huh?
I know. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. I officially turned mine on a week ago.
Mine is not coming on hell or high water.
I mean, in your defense, you're a little farther south than we are.
I mean, I woke up the other morning, it was 55 in the house.
It would be lower than that if I didn't have the heat on in here.
Yeah. It was dropping down in the high 50s for sure. So I was like, yeah, I guess
last couple nights it's been 20s and 30s at night. It's terrible.
I mean, it's good sleeping weather, but other than that, it kind of sucks.
It makes me not want to get up. That's the kind of sleep.
I know it. I bury myself under the electric blanket and I'm done.
I love it. I mean, I don't, because it means winter's coming.
I know. Ew. Mm-hmm. Now in the lottery, we'll move.
I don't really want to go where there's hurricanes either.
We're not going there.
I'm almost okay with living where the air hurts my face. I mean, between the hurricanes down south,
we can come back here in the warm months.
The wildfires out west, which have spread over 95,000 acres now, which I don't think people realize, because there's so much coverage on the hurricanes that nobody's really talking about the wildfires, and they're so bad in Wyoming right now.
Really bad.
Super bad.
Go, Arizona.
I don't know.
I could do that in the winter. That's not a problem.
So, aside from the weather, tonight we were just talking about hauntings, murders, and vanishings.
Yes, so in the picture we have listed on it, a lot of people probably recognize. I mean, the house, I don't believe is even there anymore, is it?
No, it's been gone for years now.
Yeah, they tore it down. But it was located in Argentine.
On top of the hill.
Yes. And on September 3rd, 1959, Trooper Albert Suden had driven to the house to investigate a robbery in Milford. His wife called the post to report he had never returned home. Within minutes of determining Trooper Suden had disappeared, the department mobilized an intensive search. The public's response was also immediate floods of citizens, deputies, other police departments, members of the National Guard and Army. They volunteered to join the ground and air search. The police arrested Elvin Knight the next day at a cabin in Traverse City. Knight was an ex-convict with a history of breaking the law and even spent time in an institution for the criminally insane. After repeated interrogations, he would not tell law enforcement officers anything. It was only after Albert Suden's wife pleaded with him that he finally cracked and led officers to the body and explained what happened. When Trooper Suden knocked on the door, the suspect was in his pajamas, and he asked the trooper if he could change. After going upstairs to change, he grabbed a gun and then got the drop on the officer and took his service revolver. He forced him at gunpoint to drive his patrol car to a farm and then marched him into the woods where he intended to tie him up so he could have time to escape. But Trooper Suden made an attempt to get away, so he shot him with his revolver and buried him with some vegetation. Knight pled guilty to second-degree murder and was sentenced to 25 years. Trooper Suden was 29 years old and had a 7-month-old baby. He was the 22nd MSP officer to die in the line of duty. As for the house, it's gone now. It was demolished a few years ago, shortly after the last article in the Michigan magazine was printed. That's sad to think that could happen so close to home.
I mean, we've had a couple crazy things happen close to home. I mean, I think it was around 2018. Those people drove down from Flint, shot up that guy on Linden Road, shot him and his dog because of some money he flashed on Facebook.
Well, there's more to that story.
But you know what I'm talking about.
I do. But look at this year, too, when they found the body of that guy on Jennings and Thompson Road in his house.
I don't remember.
It was just a few months ago. Apparently, he moved here from, I forget if it was downstate or something, kind of shisty, I think. But they found his body all shot up, and it was like some kind of sports car Camaro that had been spotted leaving there, and nothing's been said of it ever since because no one knew him.
Damn. That's a bummer.
I mean, that's right around the corner.
Yep. Just goes to show you, it doesn't matter where you are.
Isn't that the truth?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's see. I want to say this happened, it's been over 20 years, 22, 24 years ago. Another one in Argentine Township.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
93. November 11th, 1993, Dolores Smothers, she was 40. She left her job as an office manager at the Byron Propane Company and went to her Argentine home on Duffield Road for lunch when she was killed by an apparent burglar.
Oh.
Several rifles and leather motorcycle jackets were stolen. At the time, it was only the second homicide in the township in 23 years. Now police have made public, unique, and descriptive information about one of the guns that were stolen. Police are asking anyone, particularly in the Argentine Township or Byron areas, to call if they have any information. It's been a long time and the family would like some closure, said the Michigan State Police Detective Mark Reeves. One of the guns taken was a unique rifle, an old Winchester .22 caliber pump with the name JEP, J-E-P, on the stock of the gun. JEP is short for Jephthah, who was Smothers' father. Another rifle stolen was a Thompson Center .50 caliber muzzle loader with the serial number 33355. We're just asking that anyone with knowledge about any of these guns give us a call. Police have come up empty through the years in their investigations. Witnesses say they saw a black or dark-colored medium-sized car with buggy-looking headlights, possibly with a bra on the front. The suspect was described as a man with a slight build, scruffy, and wearing a hat. Well, that could be anybody.
Yeah.
Police thought they had a break in 2008 when one of the stolen rifles, a .44 caliber Ruger, turned up at a gun shop in West Virginia.
Oh, wow.
The seller used a false name, and there's been no progress with that.
Damn. That's a bummer.
Hope is never lost. This case might be solved. It would really be nice if someone knew anything, just to get a little bit of closure and to maybe continue the search. That's going to be a hard one.
Yeah.
But with the new DNA evidence and everything out, maybe they'll be able to do something.
Well, it's possible, but they have to find something first.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me what you got.
Well, I wanted to switch gears and just talk about hauntings, since we kind of have some multiple things that we want to cover. Not that we ever talk about dead people. So what I have is some famous ghosts in American history. So a lot of these people will likely know about already. They're pretty popular. And the first one that I wanted to cover is the Bell Witch. And it's considered one of the most famous ghosts in American history. Poltergeist who basically trolled the Bell family of Adams, Tennessee from 1817 to 1821. And according to their official website, a spirit claiming to be old Kate Batt's witch drove John Bell Sr. and his kids to the brink of insanity with typical poltergeist behavior, such as constant knocking, scratching, and physical assaults like hair pulling, pinching, and then sticking the various bells with pins. Less usual, however, is that all the phenomena began when John saw a weird animal that looked like a black dog with a rabbit's head in his field. And it's considered pretty weird even by poltergeist standards. So while Kate liked to harass the Bell's youngest daughter, Betsy, and Father John, she showed affection for Bell's wife, Lucy, and she would give her fruit and sing her hymns. So that is the Bell Witch ghost. It is a very popular tourist spot. By the way, if anyone has ever been to these areas, feel free to leave a comment. Let us know. Okay, the next one, Resurrection Mary had bad luck with men. Poor girl. So Chicago is allegedly so full of ghosts that this isn't the last time it'll appear in, this line of ghosts that I'm talking about. But one of the best known legends is that of Resurrection Mary, who's also likely the most famous example of the vanishing hitchhiker type of ghost. According to dozens of witnesses since the 30s, basically how it goes is a man will drive down Archer Avenue, sees a girl in a party dress walking down the road, and like a weirdo, he will basically say, hey, get in my car. She'll agree, but she'll be super quiet. And then she'll ask him to drop her off at Resurrection Cemetery. And in a secret reverse double creep move, completely disappears because she was a ghost all along. So that should sound familiar to Supernatural fans. Kind of sounds like the woman in white from the very first episode.
Kind of.
Mm-hmm. So the generally accepted version of the story is that Mary was a girl walking home from the O. Henry Ballroom after her boyfriend was very mean to her. And then when she was on Archer Avenue, she was hit by somebody, and it was a hit and run, left her to die. And there have been a number of attempts to identify her with one of the thousands of residents of Resurrection Cemetery, but to no avail. So is it true, or is it just a legend? The Faceless Gray Man of Pawleys Island. So the good news is that not every ghost wants to scratch you up or scare you. There's one ghost that has been known to actually save lives since 1822, allegedly. The guy is the Faceless Gray Man of Pawleys Island, a coastal city of South Carolina. The Gray Man is typically described as having no face, sometimes no legs, and dresses like a gray pirate. He shows up when there's a hurricane or other severe storm, and if you see him, you will be protected. So there's been a lot of debate about the Gray Man. Some people say he's Percival Pawley, which is the island's namesake. Some people think he's Blackbeard. And how the story is relayed is he was a guy traveling from Charleston to see a young lady when him and his horse got sucked down in the mud in South Carolina's marshes. And since then, he's been seen to roam the coastline looking for his love. So the gray man came to national attention in 1989 after appearing on Unsolved Mysteries when a couple claimed that the gray man saved their house from Hurricane Hugo after they waved at him on the beach. But
always a possibility.
Yes, it is. And, I think a lot of these are not so much proven hauntings as they are just legends that people, especially in the area, will tell, which is fine. They're fun to think about. Now, this next one, I'm sure many will know. It's called the Cottage City Poltergeist. However, the happenings of said poltergeist are what inspired the book as well as the movie adaptation of William Peter Blatty's The Exorcist, which I happen to be reading since it's spooky month. Blatty's novel tells the movie. Yeah. Blatty's novel tells the story of a young girl possessed by a demon who makes her spit up pea soup and do some crazy things to her mom and some priests. But according to Washington City paper, the real-life case from 1949 was actually centered around a 13-year-old boy from Cottage City, Maryland, who is known by the pseudonym Roland Doe, which there is it's called a shock doc, but it's like a documentary on Discovery Plus about Roland Doe. It's actually pretty interesting. So if you've seen the movie, you probably have an idea of the phenomena. Roland's family experienced, played with a Ouija board, then there was shaking beds, weird noises, sheets pulled off, writing appearing on his skin, etc. He likely didn't pee on an astronaut, but, the boy was ultimately moved to a hospital in St. Louis where a number of Jesuit priests performed an exorcism during which more strange things happened. He seemed cured afterwards, so the priests felt confident that their diagnosis of demonic possession, and the Doe family converted to Catholicism. So in a case of weird hair-splitting stuff, there are a number of experts in fake things, including J.B. Ryan, the founder of Duke University's parapsychology lab, who feels strongly that the Roland Doe case was a clear example of a poltergeist, not a demon. Sorry, Captain Howdy. All right. And I gotta tell you what, this is my first time reading The Exorcist, and I'm not too far into it yet. I'm on page 109, but it's so good so far. Like, it's one of those books where it's just super subtle, but like it's just enough where it's like, oh, that's kind of creepy. But pretty good so far. Anyway, so the next one is Abraham Lincoln. So let me get to the good part here. Since his death in 1865 at the hands of assassin John Wilkes Booth, his ghost has popped up in a number of different locations, including his grave and Ford's Theater, among others, but he's most commonly spotted in the White House, including the Lincoln bedroom. Cheat Sheet claims numerous heads of state have been shocked by the ghost of Lincoln in the last 150 years, including Queen Wilhelmina of the Netherlands, who fainted after opening the door to find him standing there, and Eleanor Roosevelt, whose dog used to bark at the ghostly emancipator. But maybe the best story is that of Winston Churchill, who once stepped out of the bathtub, walked into the bedroom, and reportedly saw Abe standing by the fireplace. He was completely naked and had a cigar in his mouth, and Churchill said, "Good evening, Mr. President. You seem to have me at a disadvantage," after which Ghost Lincoln reportedly vanished, presumably to see if Ghost John Wilkes Booth could blast that image out of his brain. I could see Winston Churchill saying something like that.
Yeah, right.
For sure.
You seem to have caught me at a disadvantage. There's much easier ways of saying, hey, I'm naked.
Tollywalker.
What?
You could see my tollywalker.
Now this next one, I feel like has been getting a lot of scrutiny, more so in the last few years than it has in a while. It's always been very controversial. It's the Amityville haunting. Many people know it from Ed and Lorraine Warren, but thanks to the 1977 book, The Amityville Horror by Jay Anson, and the subsequent film adaptation, it recounts the experiences of the Lutz family in their house in suburban Long Island, New York. So the Lutzes moved into their home in Amityville after the house had remained empty for over a year following the murder of 6 members of the DeFeo family by Ronald DeFeo Jr. Soon, things started happening like voice yelling at priests, flies swarming in the house, cold spots, unpleasant smells, nightmares, rotating crucifix, physical attacks, and appearances by a freaky pig monster named Jody, among many other experiences that led the Lutzes to abandon the house, and they left everything behind. But it's pretty much been ruled out as fake. There's been a lot of evidence of Ed and Lorraine Warren pretty much just dreaming up the story for fame and for money. They were caught saying to the author of their book when they were recounting their own story of the case file, saying, make it sound scary, because nothing really happened. So they investigated the house, the Warrens that is, in 1976. They took a series of infrared photographs, including the super famous photo of the demonic boy in the doorway, which is basically looks like a little boy with glowing eyes peeking over a stairway banister. But it has been proven that that photo has also been fabricated. But even though a lot of evidence has come out to prove that a lot of this was basically shenanigans, it's still very famous and, keeps getting remakes and stuff. I think my favorite adaptation, though, was in the second Conjuring movie when it was just used as the opening for the movie. I thought that was really well done.
It was well done.
Mm-hmm. All right. I'm hearing voices.
I wish Ed and Lorraine were still around so we could hear their take on all this accusations that are going around since they've passed away.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough, the things that people want to talk about. And I've noticed like a lot of people that even do research, they are very respectful because they even say, they're not here to defend themselves. So here's just what we found in our research. And I can respect that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I ran out of tea. So the next one is the Lemp family. So in the days before Prohibition, the William J. Lemp Brewing Company was the beer king of St. Louis, thanks to their Falstaff brand of beer and innovations such as using refrigeration to store and ship their cold ones nationwide. But today, according to the official site, the Lemp family is better known for pretty much all, unfortunately, taking their lives and filling the house up with their spirits. So 4 members of the Lemp family, father William J. Lemp Sr., son Billy Lemp Jr., daughter Elsa, and another son Charles, shot themselves between the years of 1904 and 1949, and now their ghosts are thought to haunt the halls of their family home. Technically, Elsa didn't do this to herself on the premises of the Lemp mansion, but presumably she does make herself known in the home. And if these tragedies weren't enough, there are also the ghosts of family members who died of natural causes, and even the ghost of a person who probably didn't even exist. So we have more legends. And he is known as Zeke the Monkey Face Boy. And he is supposed to be William Sr.'s illegitimate son with Down syndrome, who died in captivity hidden away in the attic. And that's why people called him the monkey face boy, which is awful. So the mansion is an inn and restaurant, and it hosts numerous ghost tours, and it likes to capitalize on the reputation as one of the most haunted houses in America. Honestly, I've never heard of it, and I'm kind of surprised.
Yeah, I've never heard of it either. Let's go.
Let's go.
All right.
I want to meet them all.
Right. The next one is the Greenbrier Ghost, and one of the only ghosts in America on record whose testimony was successfully used to convict her own murderer, according to Appalachian history. So Zona Heister, and if I butcher these names, my bad, lived in Greenbrier County, West Virginia in the late 1800s. In 1896, she married a drifter named Edward Shue, who killed her. But Zona's death was attributed to natural causes after Shue freaked out the doctor until he ran away. The original diagnosis was everlasting faint, which was more of something that people apparently died of in the 1800s. Fortunately, Zona's mother, Mary Jane, didn't trust Shue for a minute, partly because he was pretty weird, and mostly because for 4 nights her daughter's ghost allegedly appeared to her and explained that Shue had broken her neck. To prove it, Zona turned her head completely around until her face was backwards. Went too far. And naturally, Mary Jane demanded an autopsy, and surprise, it turned out Zona's neck had indeed been broken. During Shue's subsequent trial, the prosecutor tried to keep Mary Jane's ghostly visitors secret, but the defense asked about the ghost extensively in an attempt to undermine Mary Jane's credibility. The strategy backfired because if anyone in history has ever believed in ghosts, it is definitely West Virginia people from the 1800s. Shue went to jail, Zona's ghost was never seen again, and the state erected a historical marker about the Greenbrier ghost as a sort of, sorry about that.
That's always been one of the coolest things I ever read.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember learning about that.
Yeah. Conrad, you got anything?
Well, I got like one haunting that I could think of.
Let's
Okay.
go.
The Ada Witch. Have you guys heard of the Ada Witch? It's Michigan.
What did she eat?
Ada Witch used to be
Ada.
related to one.
She ate a witch? That had to be some talent there.
So the Ada Witch has been a popular legend in West Michigan for decades. People have claimed to have witnessed the paranormal classic, The Lady in White. She's been seen wandering around the area of Finley Cemetery and on the surrounding roads. And subsequently, she became popular back in like 1982. I think it was Gary Eberler. I can't say his last name. He wrote her story in a book. And then, of course, when the Blair Witch Project became a thing, then her story blew up again, and a lot of people were starting to go out there and make it popular again. The legend says that sometime during the 19th century, a woman had been unfaithful to her husband and would disappear into the night to meet her second lover or her secret lover. Her husband started to suspect of his wife, and one night he would pretend to fall asleep, wait for her to get up, and then he followed her. And in his rage, he killed her, and then both men reportedly died due to injuries they gave each other. And now she wanders that area. And I've had a few people that I knew in the area that went out there, and they had seen the Lady in White. A couple of people that I knew from Grand Rapids. I never went out there personally, and I still want to go out there a little bit. There's been a couple like private investigators that went out there, but typically they get interrupted because of teenagers and unfortunately unsmart people that are just no fun and ruin it for us. But yeah, that's that one. That's all I got.
Oh, you got.
That's all I got. I had missing stuff pulled up, but when I pulled this up, you know how Google is. It disappears. I'm trying to find it again.
The Blair Witch Project. That was a frickin' joke of a movie that still burns me when I think about how ignorant people were when that came out.
Oh gosh.
Oh my God, it's so real. They're crying outside the theater. And I'm just looking at them going, are you serious? Are you this ignorant? This isn't even real. Don't you do your research? It was the cheapest film ever made. It was made with a camcorder. They made millions on it. What's that show you about people's intelligence?
People are dumb and others are smart enough to take advantage of it. They obviously knew what they were doing.
I mean, it was as bad as you guys make me go see those stupid Twilight movies.
No, I thought Twilight was better than the Blair Witch Project myself.
Yeah, I give you that, but Jesus, the things these kids put me through.
I actually have never watched the Blair Witch Project.
Don't. You'll laugh.
I have seen snippets of it, like especially when it came out, but I was like, I'm not.
I mean, so the thing about the Blair Witch Project is it was really groundbreaking in the horror genre because it brought back the point of view of older movies. I can't think of them. I just read it too. Like Cannibal Holocaust, which was a horrendous horror movie, I think from the 70s or something. That was
a good movie.
That was terrifying. But it kind of brought back that kind of point of view, and I have to hand it to the producers and the writers of the movie because they not only spun it like it was a true story, they actually made a website to add to the myth and to make the film look more authentic. So people would go to this website and it would just further convince them that it was all real. So I have to hand it to them.
Do their research and they assume they know.
They just from a movie in a theater, they're like, it's real.
That movie is as bad as Politics.
Politics is worse. But let me see. But the whole thing was method acting, and it was also method filmmaking. They really didn't have a dialogue. They didn't have much of a script. They just they winged it, the whole thing.
Can you imagine? Just like, okay, we're going to do this, and let's go. And everybody just...
It's totally bullshit, everybody. We can do this. Just scream a lot and act like you're dying.
Right, exactly. Literally. Just the fact that a movie that was poorly recorded with like no budget, everybody was doing improv, and the impact that it had in the horror genre is very impressive. But then you have the consequences of that making it seem so real to people that will eat that shit right up. Like the town that it's based in has been defaced. Like citizens absolutely hate that movie because people come in and they're super disrespectful. They hang the stupid stick people everywhere and they hate it. And I can't say I blame them.
No, you
can't. I wouldn't blame them either.
Well, look at Andrea's house after that movie came out. The Conjuring came out. That whole place was defaced.
The Conjuring house is still being defaced, if you ask me. But
but I think karma's going to take care of that.
I'm not really sure what's going to happen. Only time will tell. But yeah, And Conrad, you're not missing anything from the Blair Witch movie. Just watch Paranormal Activity.
I mean,
same shit.
And even that, like,
Oh, I know.
whatever. The biggest thing, like, with like the Blair Witch Project, like they blew up. I remember they're like, people are running out of the theater throwing up, and I'm like, well, yeah, they were friggin' motion sick because the camera wouldn't sit still. I would have been throwing up too.
Oh no, they were possessed by a demon from the movie.
Oh my god.
What's his name? Zach.
Well, and that's just like Paranormal Activity. People started claiming that they were having stuff happen in their houses when they were watching the movies and stuff like that. And it's like,
well, and I wonder
there's
if that
probably something already there and you're just like feeding them your energy.
Well, it's not really, I don't even think it was anything like that, because you know how the human mind, when you're feeling scared, the slightest little creak of a settling house, you're gonna think it's a crash. Like, your mind will make you think these stupid, ridiculous things. And the people that are claiming that activity is happening, honestly, I think it's just all in their head, to be honest. I mean, could activity happen coincidentally? Sure. I can't say it can't, but to be caused by a bullshit movie, no. Get real.
I think the most you're gonna see out of that is if you're seeing shit move or something, it's probably your own energy from getting scared from the movie.
Well, not to mention the fact, what's the best way to watch a scary movie? In the dark, no lights on, just the TV. So you've got all those dancing shadows on the walls from the TV screen. And when those shadows are dancing over things and you're not used to watching shit in the dark, you're going to think things are moving. It's just a trick of the mind.
Shit moves in my house all the time.
Yeah, but that's not based off of, scary movies and shit.
No, it's Donna Land.
Right. Exactly.
I had stuff flying around in my bathroom last week.
Oh no.
Yeah. And I don't know exactly. I don't think it was anything paranormal. I think it was actually human caused. So, or my protectors protecting me again and causing shit to go array around me.
Did you do the spells I sent you?
Yeah, I did a couple.
Okay.
But this was something else and someone else.
Well, you need to do them again.
Like, what the frick, people? Learn how to control your shit. Stay out of mine.
Well, that's the problem. They know they can get under your skin.
No, they don't even know me.
I know you.
No, she just inadvertently shot her energy out. Because
they
she's
know you. You need to let them know you're not going to take it.
No, she don't know me. For real. She don't know me.
If anyone else is lost, don't worry, I'm lost too.
The first one knows me. The second one doesn't know me at all.
I don't know about that.
Never met him. Nothing. Didn't even know of him before the conversation. Oh, I've stalked her.
You might not know them, but they know you, honey. That's the downfall when it comes to that shit.
Well, my guide said otherwise, so I'm listening.
Your guide's stupid.
Damn! Mama!
What? Conrad knows I can bullshit with him.
Damn!
Shut up.
No.
Now, thinking of hauntings, we have a private investigation coming up that we need to get you guys together on and figure out if you're coming to it, and if you are, what good dates are, but we need to get this done pretty soon. It's up and railing.
More details to come.
More details to come.
Hey, Mom, I think there's an alien behind you.
Which one?
No, I think it's the reflection of your TV.
Well,
it's not the beaming light coming in.
Damn,
they know where I'm at.
I could use a vacation though, just
That's right, I could. I want to go to Vegas so bad.
Would be nice.
Be warmer, maybe.
Yeah, probably.
We should go in February.
All right, who's
Don't
winning
do
the
that.
lottery and paying for it?
Me, I'm going to win the lottery. I'm going to go to the casino and win enough money for plane tickets. How about that?
Okay, I'm down. Let's go. Well, that is all I have. Any upcoming events you would like to talk about?
This weekend in Eaton Rapids at the Stimson Hospital, there's a pop-up con, and there's going to be some really cool people there. So if you're in the Eaton Rapids area, go out there. 222 Paranormal will be there doing podcasts. Chelsea will be singing Saturday night at the American Legion in Grayling. And then November 6th in Linden is Linden's yearly ladies' night. And
It's November
80,
9th. I thought it was November 9th.
Or November 9th. No, it's the 6th, ain't it?
Hold on.
Yeah, better look.
No, it's the 9th.
Okay. November 9th. Sorry. It's 80s themed. It's going to be a riot as normal. I mean, they give you beautiful bags and everything else. And there's a lot of cool people there. I'll be there doing readings, selling wares. Chelsea's not coming this year because she's stuck up.
Because I have a previous engagement.
Conrad, if you want to come up, you're more than welcome to.
We'll see. Depends on the weather.
Okay. You can spend
We
the
are
night
entering-
with me.
We are entering the, I don't know, it depends on the weather season.
Right? Because we know it could change at any point now.
Well,
Pretty
knock
much.
on wood. There's never been snow. Knock on wood.
Knock on wood. I'm going to a haunted corn maze / forest this weekend. Friday.
Are ya?
Like
Yeah.
Halloween attraction.
Yeah.
We're at.
In town.
Cool.
Swanton.
You can
I'm
keep
excited.
it. I'm good.
I'm excited.
Aren't you the one that signed up for a haunted hayride?
It's not a haunted hayride. It's just a Halloween hayride. So it's at Wellington Farms in Grayling. And they basically light the whole path with carved pumpkins. And they're going to have them all lit up. And you just enjoy like the little town they have that looks like it's always in 1932. And then at the end of it, you get warm cider and donuts. And I'm excited.
If it's
See, I
cold.
want the shit scared out of me and my warm cider and donut.
So I mean, I can't do Halloween attractions with people jumping at me and shit. However, with that being said, my one exception is haunted hayrides. And that's only because if I want to curl up in a ball, I have that option. I don't have to walk. But if I have to walk through it, nope, I'm out.
Well, and she does it out of like respect for the actors because they would come out broken because she would beat the shit out of them.
That seems
So,
to run in the family. We don't get scared, we punch.
See, and I just laugh. I like they don't even. I'm like, oh, hey, hi, okay, ha ha ha.
Yeah, no, I'm good. So I'll take my fun jack-o'-lantern ride anytime, you know. I'm good with that.
I mean, I get
nice and
I get
festive.
to do a hayride on the way back to the cornfield too, and they scare you along that too.
Yes,
See,
they
that
do.
would be okay. I'd probably be like, all right, y'all, I'm gonna wait on the wagon. See you when you get back.
I'll
Yeah.
take you to an attraction, Chelsea.
No. All I have to do is
You need to go to
the
the Mansfield one when they do it.
No. Absolutely not.
Or Waverly.
Yeah, no.
They say that one's pretty cool now.
I'll do the real life paranormal investigations. No, I'm not about the Halloween attractions. No. Nope. Mm-mm. Not happening. Because I'm a weenie when it comes to people, living people. Let me.
Right? I'll deal with the dead any day. It's the living that scare the
That
shit
are much
out of me.
easier.
Oh, so much easier.
So the Jeepers Creepers event Saturday went extraordinarily wonderful for its first year and only having 3 weeks to throw it together.
That's awesome.
But we had like 4 huge Toys for Tot boxes filled, and we ended up with $13.25 in cash. So I thought that was pretty darn good for a 4-hour event, 5-hour event.
$1,325, just to clarify, not $13.25.
$1,300.
Yeah, it was a really nice time, and people came and they dressed up their Jeeps, and it was good. It was really nice.
It was, and it's already in the books for next year.
Good stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah, they made me park in back because I don't drive a Jeep, and I was like, I don't care.
Yeah, all 9 Jeeps had to go to the back.
Closer to the door for me.
But it really was, and everybody that donated baskets, there was 41 baskets from businesses. Cool. Isn't that awesome?
And I won a brand new office chair.
She did.
I'm sitting on it right now.
I want alcohol.
I mean, that's a pretty good prize too.
Keep you warm under that electric blanket.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I could just drink it and pass out, right?
Fill your soul with spirits as you communicate with the spirits.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Well,
all that alcohol, and there wasn't 1 bottle of rum in it.
Seriously?
Lame.
But there was moonshine.
Okay, yeah. Oh, the butter pecan. So good.
Yeah, Chelsea was sucking that down.
I only took it, and I didn't drink as much as you did.
Excuse me, you and your dad were tasting the whiskey too.
I didn't have that much.
Didn't have that much. It was just sip.
Yeah, it was just sips. It was just okay. So let's talk about real quick. Next week, we are doing spirit guides. So what are we doing on that show, Mom? What you got planned?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Are we going to each individually speak about our spirit guides?
We can do that. We can do whatever you guys want.
Also, we always invite you guys, the listeners, the viewers, if you want to pipe in next week about your spirit guides and things that you have seen or experienced, please feel free to send us a message. We can share your experiences, and yeah. So,
and if anybody ever wants to be on with us as a guest, shoot us what you want to talk about, and we'll see what we can do from there.
But I think that's all we got for tonight, folks.
Oh, you know what? I think Kevin's coming on next week.
Oh, good. That'll be a fun show.
He can talk about his spirit guide.
Oh, Lord.
Such a lovely old lady.
Buckle up, kids. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
And congratulations to him and Mike. They got a new ride today, and I'm so happy for them.
Awesome.
All right. Is that it? Any closing comments?
I think that's it.
All right, guys. That is it. Make sure you join us next week. Same time, same place. Follow us on YouTube, Tipsy and Witchy. Make sure you hit subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when we come on, and follow our Facebook page. But I hope everybody has a great rest of your night. Enjoy the rest of your week. Stay warm and stay spooky.
We love you all.
Bye.